Thank you guys, and welcome to the session. It is eye-opening for me, and I learned a lot actually from Sarah and from distribution platform. My presentation is going to be in question and answer session. So it is part of your history, so you have to be interactive, and I want you to raise your hand and answer the questions, and we will help each other following up about Eritrean history. Today we are going to focus on Eritrean history, colonial history, because Eritrean history is based on colonialism and resistance at the same time. So to start my question, you are welcome to raise your hand and just answer the question and help me to do the session. In short, what is colonialism to begin with? What is colonialism? Anybody can participate. Because if we are talking about colonialism, we have to know what's the basic colonialism, what's the meaning of it.
The invasion of an indigenous society, just with the disregard of their what they want, and then the exploitation of that. Excellent. And just if you have a problem understanding my English, it is my second language, so make sure stop me and say. Well, I get a very interesting definition, which some dictionaries they define colonialism, the expansion of your territory, your rule beyond your territory. But the Web Dictionary defines this way: colonialism is the domination of the weaker one by the powerful in order to exploit and rule over it and enrich itself. That's how the Web Dictionary is defining colonialism. So if colonialism is about exploitation and domination, what does colonialism exploit? Labor.
The people, the natural resources.
I don't want you to sleep, just everybody can. What does colonialism exploit?
The country's resources.
Yes.
Could also be the location.
Okay, that's good. Well, I put it in three terms. I put it in it exploits material resources. It exploits human resources. It exploits cultural resources of the country, of the colonized people. How does colonialism exploit material resources? If a burglary comes to your house, what does he do? Exactly, it steals everything in the house and takes it to enrich itself. How does it exploit its human resources?
Free labor.
Exactly, free labor. And for your, I was doing some research, and I was looking at how colonialism exploits human resources. For example, in Eritrea, if you see, I'm going to focus about Eritrean history. In Eritrea, during colonialism, for example, when Italy was invading Libya and Somalia, there was, when it was invading Ethiopia, I couldn't get the exact figure, but we can take a note from when it was invading Ethiopia in 1935, there was 65,000 Eritrean soldiers joining the Italian army. In Somalia, the biggest chunk of the invasion power in Libya and Somalia was Eritrean soldiers. So imagine how colonialism exploits, and at that time Eritrea was just 1.5, maybe less population in that country. When you take about 65,000 to Ethiopia,
and more than that, to Libya and Somalia, how it exploits the human resources, the brain of the country, in order to expand their rule. The same in cultural resources. Colonialism exploits cultural resources because when they come to colonize you, your culture is meaningless. The way you worship is pagan. The way you dress is uncivilized. So they want you to follow the colonial masters, the way to adapt the way they live and the way they worship. They make you to scare and to make your culture to be afraid of your culture, to be ashamed of your culture. That's how they exploit all the 3 points. These are the 3 points I put in colonial history. How many countries colonized Eritrea?
You guys just shout it out.
3?
Yeah.
4?
You can.
3, I think.
3?
How many countries colonized Eritrea? From the back.
3?
Yeah, 3.
Is it 3? I said 4.
4, okay. Just in the back. 5. Excellent. Okay. I want you to bring which countries colonized Eritrea in historical order.
Oh, historical order. Okay. Turkey? Yeah, Turkey.
Good. Ottoman?
Egyptian,
Excellent.
Oh,
British, Ethiopian.
That's excellent. Who is Ottoman? Who is Ottoman?
Turkish.
Who is Ottoman? Excellent. Ottoman is a Turkish empire. Actually, it starts its empire by Ottoman Ataturk, who at that time his name was Osman. So that is the name comes Ottoman Empire, or just. So the Ottoman Empire, it starts. I guess I jumped some pages, but the Ottoman Empire starts. The first empire starts in 1517. Actually, in 1200, from 1200 until 1920 or 23, when the modern Turk was constructed. So the Ottoman Empire was at one time, it comes after the Roman Empire. When the Roman Empire starts to decline, the Ottoman Empire starts to rise up. And at one point it encompasses about 3 continents, which is Asia. It comes all the way to the Mediterranean, Europe, and the Red Sea. Actually, I'm going to concentrate about our Red Sea. So Turks, they came in 1517 to the Red Sea. They start to control part of the Red Sea, which is on Massawa area in the Dahlak Islands. At one point they tried to penetrate. There was a big resistance by Eritrean at that time, by Eritreans. The resistance was when they tried to penetrate too deep to Eritrea, to the highland, which is from the lowland. The Red Sea was the main staging point, but they were starting to expand their rule all the way to the highlands. At one point they captured, which is Dubarba, at that time the seat of Bahar Nagasi. He was mentioned, the seat of Bahar Nagasi. In 1557, they captured Dubarba. So the resistance was high, so they couldn't penetrate to the whole of Eritrea, so they were concentrating their rule around the Red Sea coast. What was Eritrea look like at that time? Do you have any idea what Eritrea was look like? Well, anybody knows?
And what year? What year?
In,
1500s?
Yeah, in 1500s.